As you know, TNA Wrestling airs on Challenge TV every Sunday night at 9 p.m. in the UK. And we have the leader of the Aces and Eights, the president of the Aces and Eights, Bully Ray, on the line with us. Bully, thank you for taking your time out to chat with us in the Sports Lounge. How's everything going?
Everything would be a lot better if you would introduce me the right way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm Bully Ray. I'm the president of the Aces and Eights, and I am the world heavyweight champion. Please get it right.
Well, Bully, of course, you are a champion. You are the two-time world champion.
I want to hear you apologize.
I'm sorry, Bully. I'm sorry, Bully Ray.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, continue.
Now, you are a two-time world champion. Does it feel like it's been a long time coming? Are you in the peak of your career?
There is no doubt I am in the peak of my career. I am in peak shape. I am a machine. I am a well-oiled machine. However, I have to correct you. I am not the two-time world heavyweight champion. I am just the world heavyweight champion. I do not recognize Chris Sabin's fluke victory over me. Chris Sabin never beat me. I beat myself. He is nothing but an asterisk on the face of wrestling history. So therefore, we will never refer to me as two-time again. I am just the world heavyweight champion.
Okay, so Bully Ray, the world champion. It's your one reign, right? It's your one reign.
Correct.
So you've had a long career as a tag team competitor, though, with Devon, but now, of course, you are dominating the singles division. When did it occur to you that you were Bully Ray, that you were the bully in the TNA locker room?
Well, I don't ever think that, that it occurred to me. I didn't wake up one day and went, oh, wow, I'm Bully Ray. My persona has always, kind of been that of the bully from day one in ECW. When me and Devon split up 3 years ago, I knew I needed to reinvent myself many different ways. I came up with a new name. I came up with a new look. I came up with an entirely new attitude towards how I was going to be in the wrestling ring. And thus, Bully Ray was invented. It really wasn't that difficult to do.
Okay, so, Team 3D was an awesome memory for a lot of TNA fans, but do you think that worked well before you became a singles competitor?
Please say that again?
Do you think it worked well as a tag team competitor? Are you happy about what's happened in the past, is that?
You're asking me if I think it worked well as a tag team competitor? We're the 24-time World Tag Team Champions. We're the most successful and most decorated tag team of all time. We have held every major World Tag Team title in every single promotion all over the world. And if you're asking me if I think it was okay?
Well, I'm just making sure. I mean, I'd agree with you. I'd say a lot of people would suggest that you were the best tag team.
I would agree with you. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Now, quite a lot of people have asked me to ask you this, but you're now a world champion. And what does it take to become a champion in this business?
What does it take?
Yeah, what does it take?
It takes being able to get over. That's what it takes to be a champion. You have to be the guy that people want to see. And as world heavyweight, people want to see Bully Ray, but they want to see me for a different reason. They want to see me come out there every week just so somebody can punch me in the mouth. They want to see me lose. They want to see me get beat up. And as long as I am the world heavyweight champion, they will continue to tune in. They will continue to pack arenas all over the world to see me lose. But I can tell you this, kid, my little English friend, it ain't happening anytime soon.
Now, of course, no surrender. What did you do to Anderson?
Well, I know you guys haven't seen, what has happened yet. You haven't seen it, right?
No, we haven't.
I'm going to ruin it for you. How's that? Because I like to make people mad. I'm going to ruin it for you.
Okay.
Last night against Ken Anderson, Hulk Hogan tried to put me in a last man standing match with Ken Anderson. I bloodied him up. I speared him through a table. And then I pile drove him on the steel stage. I ripped the Aces and Eights colors off his back and sent him away in an ambulance. Let's just say I don't think we're going to be seeing much of Ken Anderson for a long time.
Well, interestingly enough, somebody who's been following my Twitter lately has actually asked me to tell you this, that you are one of the last few people that actually legitimately scares him in the wrestling business. And I suppose as the president of the Aces and Eights, you really have got to set an example, haven't you?
I scare a lot of people. The word that has followed me around my entire life, my entire career, is intimidating. I intimidate people. And listen, if I intimidate you, then so be it. I don't try to intimidate everybody. I just am. And I'm pretty damn good at it.
Well, many people would say that you are the best bad guy in the business right now, but growing up, who's inspired you to become the wrestler that you are today?
Well, I got to tell you, I hate that word, good guy, bad guy, heel, babyface.
Right,
I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a heel. I'm not a babyface. I'm Bully Ray. I'm just me. And growing up, the guys that I appreciated, the one guy that really encapsulated it all for me, as far as being able to go out there and do absolutely anything and getting a reaction from the crowd whenever he wanted to, was Terry Funk.
Terry Funk. Well, yeah, of course. He was involved in some of the bloodiest battles in wrestling, wasn't he?
Yeah, but just because he was involved in bloody battles doesn't mean anything. Terry Funk was a master mind manipulator. Terry Funk could get into your brain and stir it up. Terry Funk could get in the ring and wrestle. Funk could get in the ring and fight. He could do it all, and that's one of the guys I appreciated the most.
So if we're talking about the Aces and Eights as a group, and we're talking about you as a president and you as a master manipulator, and you are, of course, incredibly intelligent to be leading this group, why did this group come about? How did it come about?
When I first separated from Devon, I knew I had to reinvent myself. I knew I had to get a new look. I knew I wanted to get in better shape. I knew I needed a new name that kind of separated me from everybody else, and a name that kind of put a stamp on my personality. After I had gotten that all done and I had a couple of quality matches under my belt, I decided that I had to do something so memorable, so heinous, so bad. I couldn't really think of anything. You know, I was coming up, what can I do differently? And then one night, I ran into Brooke Hogan. And at that time, I'd be having some problems with Hulk. And that all kind of solidified it in my mind that the Aces and Eights really needed to happen.
Okay. And there's another group, though, Bully. I mean, there's the Main Event Mafia. And they're a load of solid guys who have been wrestling at the top of the game for a lot of years. Do you not think that they're a formidable group for you to be facing up against? Are you not scared of them whatsoever?
The Mafia, the Mafia is a pretty formidable group, but you really think that the Mafia is going to be around for a long time? Let me tell you something. That whole Main Event Mafia thing is just is political BS, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
At Slammiversary, when I defeated Sting in Boston, and I defeated him so he could never have another world title match, which one of those guys came to help Sting? Nobody. Not one of them. And then 2 weeks later, he forms the Main Event Mafia, and then all those guys are on his side? That's a load of crap. Those guys didn't want to see Sting win the world title. That's why they didn't help him. Now they all want to buddy up to him because they know he's Sting. Those guys are so two-faced, it's not even funny. Rampage Jackson is a joke in that whole thing. He couldn't fight to save his life.
What about Tito?
You'll see the decline of the Main Event Mafia long before you see the decline of the Aces and Eights.
I mean, you mentioned Rampage Jackson. What about Tito? Tito Ortiz?
Oh, he's a badass. That's a Huntington Beach bad boy. That's my main man right there.
All right.
What about him? He's great. He's awesome.
Is he likely to be the new VP? Are you going to think about appointing a new vice president, or do you think there's no need for one anymore?
Haven't made that decision yet, but As long as Tito's got my back, all is well. Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you about some of the guys backstage then. If there's anybody who isn't in the Aces and Eights that you would genuinely respect.
I actually genuinely respect every single wrestler because they have the same ability that I do to go out there and entertain. So on some level, I respect everybody. But as far as respecting anybody enough to bring them into my group, into my gang, into my club, nah, I got everybody I need right now.
Okay, so if there was somebody, though, in the TNA locker room that you could have one more match with, if you were to have one last match, who would you pick to face it off against?
One last match in the TNA locker room. Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
Yep.
Well, he is a legend in the business, isn't he?
Last time I checked, yeah.
I suppose so, but do you think he'd still be giving you a fight at this age?
I'm sure Hulk can. I'm sure he can muster up one hell of a fight.
Would be awesome to see that. I think a lot of people would see a lot of nostalgia in that. And hey, you are the number one bad guy in the business, and he is possibly the number one good guy. Bully, let me ask you this. What's been your career-defining match so far? Other than your World Championship win, has there been one fight that you decide has genuinely been your best fight in your career, the one where you performed the best in?
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. That was 1998 in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania at the Polish American Club against the FBI.
Oh, really? Why is that?
It was just a great match.
And what do you think makes a great wrestling match? Because it's very hard to pull off, of course it is. And a lot of people look at pro wrestling and they think, oh, yeah, it's easy. But it's not.
I can't believe you actually took that answer, like, honestly. You're very gullible.
You know what? You're genuinely one of the most intimidating guys I've ever interviewed. Genuinely the most intimidating.
Yeah, no kidding.
Absolutely.
As far as a defining match, I don't put a stamp on any match as my favorite match or the most defining match or anything like that. I have had a great career, and every single match I have been involved in has been great to me. I've had fun, I've been successful, and it's all been good. Now, obviously, to the fans, there have been defining matches, whether that's any of the TLCs in WWE, any of the crazy hardcore matches from ECW, the great tag team matches that we've had in TNA with Beer Money and the Motor City Machine Guns, any of the stuff that we've done over in Japan. So I don't ever say one thing is more a favorite than anything else.
Okay, that's a respectable thing to say, I suppose. I think a lot of people would agree with you there. Now, TNA, of course, it is doing fantastically well right now. We've got some great young guys coming up at the moment. Who would you say some of the fans should keep an eye out for? Who's going to be a future big star in the business, and the guys that you see?
I am a fan of Rockstar Spud.
He's from here, our city, Birmingham.
He's a fiery little chipmunk, isn't he?
He was a fantastic guy to interview.
He's got a lot of fire. He's got a lot of passion. He connects with the people. I think, given the right opportunity and putting in the right spot, he could have a chance to shine. I definitely do. Spud is definitely one of my favorites.
And what have us fans got to look forward to in the next few weeks of TNA?
I think fans can look forward to the same thing that they've always looked forward to from TNA. The very best pro wrestling in the world. The finest entertainment in the world. Because when you sit back and you look at the scape and you look at the locker room of the wrestling companies, TNA gives you the absolute best of the best. You have icons like Hulk Hogan and Sting. You have the veterans of the wrestling business right now who can still go at a very high level. Guys like myself, guys like Jeff Hardy, guys like Kurt Angle. You then have the workhorses of TNA and the workhorses of the pro wrestling industry, the AJ Styles, the Bobby Roodes, the James Storms, the Kazarians, the Daniels, the Samoa Joes. Those are the future of TNA. You got the hottest girls in the ring. You got the knockouts who can go in there, look great, and fight too. You got the X division. So whatever you're looking for, you can find right here in TNA, and no other wrestling company gives you that.
And you know what? In the UK, it is a massive thing here. They've got lots of fans of TNA in the UK, and I saw a lot of the listeners will want to know about how they can, get tickets for this and some of the tickets prices. How can people book tickets to TNA? Because I know they are coming over to the UK soon.
Oh, how do they get their tickets? Well, they got to get their tickets the same way they always have been. They got a Ticketmaster or go to the venue. I'm sure you have. TNA should have supplied you with all the necessary information on how to get tickets.
Awesome, Bully. It's been an honor to speak to arguably the best bad guy in the business. And hey, you've got the World Championship, so you are the best bad guy in the business. Bully, thanks. It's been an honor.
Take it easy. Of course it has.